Hello, everyone. I'm here today with the founding members of the TheDocSites. And I asked them to be here because I feel like I owe them an apology from the early days. When I met them, I was under the impression that every single person should own their websites. And I realized very quickly after it was explained to me by them that not everybody feels the same way as I do. People really don't need to own their website as long as the website is done correctly and it's set up correctly. Ali, I want to hear how DocSites came about. What's your background?
My background is technical, the programming, coding, all the nerdy stuff behind the scenes. The quick story on why DocSites was created was we were doing this boutique style, mostly in SoCal, mostly fancy surgeons, cosmetic guys spending a lot of money every month. And we saw that one, LA is super competitive and everyone's mostly going to switch around. Two is, without knowing it, we were putting together sites, we were putting together systems that were doing very well for dentists. And dentists didn't want to pay 10, 20K for a custom website. His best friend, who was a dentist, you'll hear the story, ended up our first dentist client who grew us into 13 clients or 13 practices with just his friend. So that's how we got in. And really, DocSites came about from all the stuff that dentists hate. We did the opposite. You hate contracts, we no contracts. You like pricing on our website, go see the pricing. You hate commission sleazy sales guys, none of them here. You want to have access to your website for quick changes, it's done for you. And most importantly, you want to call and someone picks up the phone and does what you need. That's what we do. Making the website's not rocket science. It's the company, the people, the service.
And I got to tell you, I'm more and more fan of companies that are confident enough that say, we don't need a 12-month contract or a 2-year contract. I also understand and defend those that do not have an upfront cost. And they say, look, we'll roll you in for free, but also you need a 12-month commitment. So to recoup their costs, that I'm okay with as well, as long as it's a fair exchange.
Every model's fine. The ones that charge a setup and a monthly, the ones that charge no setup and a high monthly, and the ones that charge small monthly and a small affordable setup. There's all three ways, just like you said in the beginning, the ownership versus the non-ownership, huge misconception. It's different with the website. It's not like leasing and buying a car. You still own your domain. That's where the value is. That's what we're trying to educate everyone on. And it's not what you've seen out there. And there's sometimes a negative vibe with marketing companies and dentists and practices. And we're trying to just be the nice guys. You could call us. We do great work. We keep you proactive. It works. We have clients, rankings. Everything you want to see is there.
Yeah. And the thing about owning the websites, we'll tell more about our story. But another thing is we work great with other companies. Let's say you want to try another company that does Google Ads and has a call center for you. I have a client with 3 offices and he wants to use a company, vets every lead themselves, has a call center, but then uses us for his SEO and his website management because he's like, every company I've used, they weren't quick to reply. And all he has us do is add the tracking, make him the landing pages, but then the other company can run the ads, track the ads, answer the calls. And they're like, we found the best of both worlds. And we're not trying to be what we're not. Like I have that client tells me, hey, I wish you guys would give me a call center and you guys would do my follow-ups. And I'm like, that's not what we want to be and develop. But if you find a great company to do that, and that is a great tactic for your ads, especially if you're spending $5,000, $10,000 a month on ads. So owning the site is great if you can play with it yourself or you have all those skills. Like by all means, if you want to go in the mechanic shop and do the oil change yourself. But with us, you don't have to worry about it. And we'll play fair with any company that you work with that you want to run ads, or let's say you want to add new content. We have some people that hire social media people that are like, update your website with these posts. And that's included too.
Yeah, and that's a great thing that you said that, because I think the misconception of owning your site and not owning your site was the fact that back in the early days of creating website marketing, a lot of the companies actually took the domain hostage as well.
It's nobody really knows the difference. Like domain and hosting are two separate things. It's not one thing. And it's just kind of telling him how it works. Like I was telling you, could keep your same domain, have 20 websites over 10 years on that same domain, and still reflect well on Google rank. Again, Parham, I'm sure, has explained that situation many times in your group.
What I want people to understand are the basics. In other words, a domain is the address of your website, which belongs to you and belongs to the practice. When you sell your practice, that gets transferred to the new owner. That's part of the assets you have. What these guys, the TheDocSites, do, they create a website for you, which is basically a framework. And then you give them your videos, you give them your pictures. Those belong to you because you have a copy of them. You don't need the framework. So it's really not relevant in this day and age anymore to own everything. And what happens is that they still own it, right?
Yeah.
It's just that if you leave, you can't take it with you. That's what it is. You still have your files.
This is a good analogy. Your domain name is your real estate, your land, your address. The website's a house that goes on top of your property. Your furniture is your content, your photos, reviews. That house could come and go and get refurnished with your same furniture with a different framework or a different foundation, still on your land where the value is building. So that's how to look at it if you want to compare it to something out there. It's less of a comparison to buying and leasing a car.
Yes, absolutely. Kevin, how do you get involved with these two guys who don't let you talk?
So I graduated from UCLA. My background is graphic design. Parham was communication. Ali was the tech. Parham convinced me, hey, Kayvon, let's start a company, right? The graphics, the design, I know the communication. And we linked up with Ali. This was 16 years ago. So it happened that our very first client was a startup dentist. And this is 2008. Not the best economy, if you remember.
Yep.
Las Vegas. Tran was at a Starbucks with us. And he says, I have a startup. No one knows me. I have 4 empty walls, essentially. Do whatever it is you marketing guys do. Okay, we did. We built him a website through SEO, filled his patient chairs. And in 8 years, he grew from 1 to 13 location. He's a great operator. From that, we started getting referred to dentists because one thing about dentists is everyone talks, everyone knows each other. So organically, it grew from there. And like Ali mentioned, it was only about 8 years ago that we created TheDocSites. And it was really Parham's idea. He's great with big pictures of we really need to focus on dentists. So even though we've been in the industry for 16 years, TheDocSites is a company that's like simple, reliable, affordable, quality products focused on dentists. That brand was built about 8 years ago. And we've been continuing to improve it and give service and improve the team since then.
Yeah, I always talk to people and they always ask me, who should I pick from marketing companies? And I was like, look, I have 5 and you guys are website and marketing companies. You interview them and see who fits. It has to be the right fit. And Parham, you were telling me that people come to you and you look at their stuff and you tell them, hey, they're doing a great job. Why do you want to leave, right? Tell me about a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, we don't have contracts. So no one's here trying to sell you, lock you in a 12-month contract. We want long-term clients. So if we see something that you have going on that's working well already, and it's just like as a dentist, if you look at the work of another dentist and you're like, hey, they did a great job, everything looks good, why would you redo their work? So we will go and tell them, hey, let's look at your ads. Let's look at your SEO. Let's look at your website's programming. Everything looks good. Like the other week, I had someone that's ranking in the top 3. And I'm like, what do you want to switch about them? And then if they start saying things like, hey, they don't answer me, or I don't hear back in 2 weeks, then we could help you and take over, because that's not going to be an issue you're going to deal with. But if you come and tell me I'm the 3rd one on the organic, but I want to be the 1st one, I'm going to say, hey, you're not a fit for us. And in my humble opinion and my honest feedback, you need to taper your expectations a little bit.
I don't envy marketing companies, because you could be the best marketing company in the world. And if the front office is not converting those calls to patients, they're going to blame you. They're going to blame marketing companies. But I want to talk about TheDocSites, your business model, your pricing, and how it basically works. Talk to me about how someone who wants to come to DocSites, what's the first step? What do they do?
Just get in touch with us. We get on the phone. Like he was saying, we all manage the expectations properly. Another thing we do is like we show you exactly, here's what we have. You could go to DocSites.com right now and see this all yourself. And we even say, please go to the samples. Make sure you like what you see. As long as you go look at the samples and say, hey guys, I like what I see. I could see myself here. You're a great fit. And we're never forceful. We never get someone in just to make a sale. So to answer your question, we do this first. We make sure they're a good fit for us and we're a good fit for them. Everything's very transparent. Once they agree, they like what they see the pricing, they get the order form, they sign up, we process next day, setup form. It's a beautiful system, works great, barely any work from the dental offices.
We've worked on this system a lot. It's one of the things we focus on. How do we provide the best customer service? We always ask that question internally, like how do we make it better and easier for our clients? And one of the things that I saw a post by a dentist that's really influential in the community, she wrote, it doesn't matter who your website company is. If you don't get them good photos and your bio and information about your practice, they cannot make your website special no matter how much you pay them. So that's one of the things I want to reiterate to the community. Like if you want a really good website, you have to take some good photos. You have to get us a good bio of yourself. You have to use content that's personalized, and we leverage it. We make it look nice. We size it properly. We make it formatted and feature it on all the pages that are the top visited pages. So we go through that with clients. And another way that we work with them is we don't just sell them the site, Bob. We actually get to know what kind of practice are you. Like one of your members just signed up with me, and the practice website is pumping family dentists all over the place. He's like, I want to do veneers. I want to do cosmetic. I looked at his before and afters. It looks so good. And he's like, this is what I want to do. So we ask those questions and we put those notes into your sign up. So we actually like talk to the team. We have meetings about each client. Hey, he wants to focus on this. So we try to get to know you before you even pay us.
That's what I want to talk about. Maybe Kayvon and can answer this. Change is difficult for dentists. If someone had their cousin make a website and put it up somewhere, can you guys make it stress-free for dentists to move from where they are to you guys?
We make it very stress-free and very easy. I'll give you a story. We were at a ADA convention, and one year, Dr. Julia Brand runs up to our booth and is, which one's Kayvon? I'm like, I'm Kayvon. Hi, I'm Dr. Julia. I just wanted to say that I thought switching websites was going to be a headache. It was so easy, like just adding water. And I was like, wow, thank you. And then she walked off. That's all she wanted to share, of like simply how easy it is. And we just want to reiterate that you dentists out there as business owners, there's a lot of moving parts going on. So we really do have everything streamlined. So it's very easy to switch. Like even in that first call, we show you options. You leave and you say, okay, here's what I'm thinking, what I want. And throughout the process, we have amazing communication. We help with transfer of domains, or if you have current content on your website, our team will actually go pull your new patient forms. If you have integration with the Bird Eye or Yappy, we'll do all the legwork, payment links, things like that, to make that whole process really easy, and everything so streamlined in an email. So it makes the whole process much simpler and easier than most people think.
Yeah, and that's what I want to talk to people who are listening to this, is that this is why they have a nominal setup fee. There's a lot of work that goes on, and they have to create the website and things like that. So don't look at that as an obstacle. That is necessary. They spend a lot of hours for you not to do it.
For you to get the most value, you have to provide photos. You have to have some reviews. You're going to get a stock website with stock photos if you don't give us that. With any company you sign up with, what are they going to put? A stock photo and some text. You have to give us your office photos, your team bios, and these are things we get from you in the beginning. You don't have to go crazy and edit. You just send it from your smartphone. So our project manager and it's done. Everything's so easy to do, but don't sign up and not give us this stuff because you're not going to get the most of the service. Sign up, give us this stuff, take that little time and take some photos, go in on the weekend, whatever you have to do to make the most of the service, because it's going to benefit you so much from that current stock website you have now, just to change over to something fresh that represents you properly.
And another thing is we include updates after the launch at no additional cost. Some companies out there, they charge you extra. So doctors really like that because they want to get the marketing, the website going, which they can with us. But later on, let's say in a month or 2 months, you have new staff or you got a video or you redid your practice. We don't charge you extra to update those photos or videos or add those before and afters. So I think that affordability and ease of use is something that a lot of people appreciate out there.
We also we encourage updates. We literally send monthly emails saying send us updates. The common quote is said about marketing companies. We hired them and they disappeared. That's not going to be the case with us.
Some suggestions I have for people. We went to lunch with my staff, and afterwards I had an appointment with JCPenney, their photo shoot, and we did some professional shoots. There are photographers that can come to your office and take pictures. It's really just a matter of being organized. Another thing I want to talk about is that I don't want people to think your websites are plain. You guys have pretty fancy websites because I've seen it and I was impressed. My own brother has a site with you guys. Parham?
Yeah, he does. And if you go look at our premier website, we have examples on the site. I invite everyone to go look at them and look at the quality of the site, look at the optimization, look at in terms of the first impression that you'll give off with that site. You're going to love it.
There are some people in the rural areas that tell me, oh, I'm so busy, I don't even need a website. I'm like, no, you're doing a website for the presence. At least get a simple one.
Let's speak to the people that don't like the word fancy and, don't want to have photos. We have basic options. They start at 1,500 or even less in your group. They get the job done. They're going to be way better than your current site. You could keep it as basic as you want or make it look like a custom website. We have all options. We're there for everyone. We know not everyone likes sending photos of their staff. You could keep it very simple. You could keep it nice and you could spend not that much money doing it.
It's what you said. It's subjective. I've had people say like our middle tier website, the plus, they love it. They're like, this is exactly what I wanted. It gives me the best first impression. And again, the beauty of it is that we're here for you and we're going to give you updates and support and a company that you could call 9 to 5. To me, as a business owner, what a value. Like when you're a business owner, you want to have as little headaches as possible. Make your web presence one less headache.
I want you to give me one tip to help a practice owner who's watching this to take it back either with you guys or to their marketing company to say, this is what I want to do to improve my digital presence.
So one tip in action you could take starting tomorrow as a dentist to get more visible on Google is updating your Google My Business profile. For you who don't know what that is, that's when you Google your name and on the right-hand side, that profile with reviews and location comes up. So what you do is you claim the profile if you don't already, and then you add your services on there as products and treatments. And then a lot of people don't know, you can update Google My Business just like you could Instagram or Facebook. So if you're not doing it already, go in there and once a week, add a special offer. If you have an Invisalign promo coming up, add something that you do like dentures or whatever it may be. The more you keep that profile updated, the more visible you'll be.
That's awesome. Parham, what you got for us?
I love the updating content element, and I think your website should have that too. And I think everyone uses the word SEO, SEO. What's SEO? Updating your website helps a lot. And ideas that I'll give dentists out there is maybe write an article like 10 reasons to visit our dental practice. There might be 10 reasons you're better than the people around you or you've created, or let's say if you do dental implants and we could help you with this, do a write-up on it yourself. You could talk into your phone, talk about the process, take some photos of a case that you did, give it to us. We'll make a page. Someone that's shopping around for dental implants, if they see a well written out page with photos, the process, what it includes, if it includes a scan that shows your bone structure, all these little details, and it's not just a generic implant page, you're going to convert someone way better than someone else that even ranks higher than you, because you have detailed personalized content. And guess what? In our $79 a month fee, we do those updates for you, and the page will come optimized for SEO. You're essentially getting complimentary SEO as well.
With that said, the implant patient calls. What happens to that phone call? Do you have someone tracking it? Do you follow up? Do you chase the lead? Do you talk to your team every month? How many calls did I get? Marketing, SEO, all this is great, but you're never going to be happy unless you're internally tracking it. Dashboards, metrics, all that stuff is great. But if you can't answer the question of, hey, doctor, last month, how many calls and leads and web forms did you get? How many turned to patients? Where were the sources? And how much did you get from that? Then you got to revisit your internals and then hire a marketing company.
Hey, I want to thank you guys for being here today. Hopefully we can do this again next quarter, but it was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, it was really fun. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
See you in October, Bob.
Thanks, guys.